Prince, most beautifulest girl in the world. Let's take a look at the first verse of the lyrics. How can I get days when I can't get through hours? I can try, but when I see you, I'm devoured. I could bow and I can feel proud in the light of his power. After that first verse, you hear a clock ticking. He's paying tribute to Kronos, the god of time, also called Saturn by the Romans. Saturn is also syncretized with Satan, which is why you see a lot of celebrities paying homage with tattoos. This is where Nike gets their logo from, and they're telling you to just do it. Go ahead and sell you soap. This is a painting of Saturn devouring his son. As the myth goes, it was predicted that one of his sons would overthrow him, so he devoured them at birth. So that's why Prince said I could bow and feel proud in the light of his power. He's giving total submission to Satan. And he's in a ritual circle, and look at the purple candles.
The stars ever fell one by one from the sky. I know Mars could not be too far behind.
He's talking about Revelation 12, Satan and the third of the angels that fell like stars from heaven. Mars, the Egyptians called Mars Horus on the horizon. This is the Eye of Horus, same old symbol that you always see the celebrities throw up. You say you never seen Prince throw up the pyramid. Well, you have, you just didn't catch it. Mars is where he got inspiration for the symbol for his name, and if you look to the left under the little twirl, that's from the Eye of Horus. I was under the impression that he started using this symbol after he started having issues with his label, but this is from Purple Rain. As you can see, this is the bathtub scene. The bathtub represents initiation into the occult, and as you can see, he's crawling. Total submission to Satan. The name of the song was When Doves Cry. The doves again represent blaspheming the Holy Spirit. They use the cross to mock Christ, but actually that symbol is a symbol of the sun, another false doctrine of Satan. You'll see that same image here on the left, not to mention he fused the female symbol with the male symbol. That's what the Baphomet is, male mixed with female. These are all the teachings of Aleister Crowley. He learned how to use ancient Egyptian symbols or sigils to conjure demons. Do whatever thou wilt was his philosophy. Before starting the OTO in Thelema, Crowley was a member of an organization called the Golden Dawn. This next clip is from Beautifulest Girl.
Welcome to the Dawn.
They call it the beautiful experience, but it's the age-old deception. Satan sits you in front of a screen and shows you all the things that he can offer you if you bow down and worship him, that is.
It is often speculated that Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin's most famous song and often regarded as the most popular rock song of all time, was a product of the devil. Besides the well-known theory that the song played backwards is an audible ode to Satan, Robert Plant once said that the song came to him in a dream. And we must wonder, was it one similar?
Yeah, he's not like us, he's just like them. It's about moving people around and out the way so the next man can be on top. He might not have essayed any children, but he's pushing Satan's agenda nonetheless. In this part of the video, he's saying, now step this way, Notice the arrow pointing to the right. Remember I told you the left is the side of sacrifice and the right is supposedly where they do all those homosexual type rituals. As you can see here, he has his glove on the left hand and the women are dressed in red. He told us who he was in the song King's Dead from the Black Panther soundtrack. Not your comfort, not your reverence, not your glory, not your heaven, not your angel, not your spirit, not your people. Not the title y'all want me under. All hail King Killmonger. Killmonger was essentially a murderer. He was from Compton, so he was killing his own people. Those marks are actually African tribal marks or called crocodile scarring, which represent a kill. He is not for God's people. He's an antichrist. He's sitting in the wrong seat. He's a Judas. In the book of Acts, during the day of Pentecost, fire came down upon the heads of the disciples. That's what he's showing you here. But this spirit is not of God. You know how they always talking about how they don't write their lyrics? It's because they are inspired by demons. Same thing you see here with Bone Thugs and Harmony. And there's a song with Boosie also, but I just can't remember which one it is. So just know he didn't get to where he is because he's a lyricist or because he's that good. Body language says everything, and a picture is worth 1,000 words. Him performing at the Super Bowl sounds like hush money to me. In this video, I did a breakdown on the song Like That, and I told you that he was talking to both Jay-Z and Puffy. This lawyer just came out and said that somebody contacted her about a tape featuring somebody else and Puffy, and that it happened in his Atlanta home. If you recall, in the Like That breakdown, I kept saying that Kendrick keeps bringing up Atlanta. I believe it's Beyonce. If you look at that GQ magazine article she did, she spoke about AI and how you can't tell what's real anymore because they know these tapes about to drop. Allegedly, T.I. and Tiny are the Puffies of Atlanta. I told y'all the industry is nothing but a prostitution ring. His artist Iggy Azalea said she got on a plane from Australia at 16. The name of this song is called Work. Why he got her out here looking like a lot lizard? It's just very concerning to me, all the childlike imagery that they put in these sexual videos. A burning swing, and here you see a burning tricycle, and the shoes is giving PDF. We did just learn that he had victims as young as 9 years old. Back to Iggy Azalea's video. Everybody knows that all the prostitutes hang out on Hollywood Boulevard, Sunset, and Vine. Do y'all remember when Tip said this? It was very concerning to me knowing what I know about the industry, especially now. It seemed like an advertisement to me, but that's just my personal opinion. Do y'all remember this? His daughter said he came in her room at 5 a.m. and offered her something to drink, and she later woke up with a Charlie horse in her neck. My immediate thought was, did she get drugged? Why you think Candy got so mad? Because she know what go on. Not to mention she friends with Tiny. The minors in this latest case said they were offered a drink and later sexually assaulted. GHB, they call it liquid ecstasy. It produces feelings of euphoria. Aha, so Kendrick does know something. Again, it's a double diss with double entendres. This one is Drake and Jay-Z. You can tell he's talking to different people because his cadence changes. In this clip I'm about to play, listen to how it sounds prepubescent and shaky like Jay-Z's voice.
Hey, got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house like I'm Joe K.
Remote islands, we know Diddy lived on Star Island. He said Joe Jackson to make reference to the scandal surrounding Michael Jackson and his dealing with children. Young Michael Jackson had a song called Ben that was about a rat. He said Benjamin because Andre Benjamin had a song called Sorry Miss Jackson. Again, another reference to Atlanta. And there's plenty more Atlanta references in this song. So first of all, he did make reference to Puffy again with the Money, Power, Fame. You know, he had a song called Money, Power, Respect. Quavo, who's from Atlanta, had a song called Hellcat. Everyone Wanna Be Demon. King Von had a song called Demon, and he got killed in Atlanta. Chip by a Throwaway is a reference to Elon Musk and the Neuralink technology.
I don't get no what you got in your head, that Neuralink. You'll never outthink me.
What I'm being told about Jay-Z is that he has investments in all kinds of mind technology, aka Elon Musk.
Have you ever paid $500,000 like to an open case? Look at the caption, $500K or dinner with Jay-Z.
Every time I put out an album, or every time I'm about to release an album, for some fucking strange reason, man, you know what I'm saying? I always lose somebody close to me. It was my pops, it was James, it was my sister, like, I always lose somebody close to me, so, you know.
I hate when a rapper talk about guns and somebody die, they turn into nuns. Is Daddy a killer? He wanna be Junior because neither A$AP Rocky or Jay-Z's sons are named after them. The killer was directed at Jay-Z because he said dementia and let it get shaky, I'll park your son. Like Parkinson. Let's not forget that Jay-Z is almost 60 years old. The very first time I shot me a Drake, the homie had told me to aim it this way. Anybody to tell you, anytime you shoot a big gun, you aim at the feet because it's gonna throw your arms back. That last verse about Pac was for Drake. You can tell again because the cadence changed, but look at the one right before that. Somebody had told me that you got a ring on God, I'm ready to double the wage. Why didn't he say price? It's obvious that A$AP is a kept man. Cutthroat business, you got ish twisted.
What is it, the brakes? I hurt your feelings, you don't work with me no more. Okay.
It's 3 goats left, and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage.
Hey Rihanna, what's up, man? She came through and gassed me on that record, gassed me on my own song or whatnot.
That song Loyalty was very provocative. I guess he felt some type of way. And yeah, I know he married, but when has that ever mattered? In this video, I talked about how the industry is nothing but a sex trafficking ring and how Jay-Z and Diddy are basically pimps. And to me, it looks like they use social media to advertise. It looked like she's sending out an SOS. The bills are piling up. Kendrick said, "I love him to death," and in 8 bars, I'll explain that phrase. Antique was her 8th and final album. Notice how the crown is blinding her. There's no accent you can sell me. Beyonce has that accent right above the E in her name. Cole and Aubrey know I'm selfish. If he talking to them, why would he say their name? Basically what he's saying is that he would never share his wife. The crown is heavy. In the next verse, he talked about a beef with Pharrell, Pusha T, and then he closes it out. He's Terrence Thorne, I'm Terrence Crawford, yeah, I'm whipping feet. After Kanye fell out with Jay-Z, he had his little breakdown on stage or whatever. A couple years after that, he produced Daytona with Pusha T. The album art is Whitney Houston's bathroom because allegedly Beyonce is on drugs. This was in 2018. Fast forward to 2022. Jay-Z and Pusha T did a song together called Neck and Wrist because that's what he do. Perception is everything. He gotta look like he won the battle. He paid him just like he paid Kendrick. In that same song, Jay-Z addressed Faison Love, who said that he's never been a drug dealer, which is true. How many more fairy tale stories about your life till we had enough? Terrence Crawford is a boxer who defeated Sean Porter. He said, "I'm whipping feet," to throw it back to Jay-Z's S-Dots, his tennis shoes. You ever heard that saying, you beat somebody so bad you whooped them out their shoes? Now, back in the day when he was trying to start Tidal, he wanted all these celebrities to invest with him and didn't nobody want to. He even wanted Beyonce to invest her money. They said she got up and walked out to me. I got all this from Ricky Smiley. Well, they say that he punched Pharrell. TMZ reported that he denied that's what happened. He got hit with a spatula. Him and Rihanna did a song called Lemon. Drake also had a remix on Lemon. You see what I'm saying? Double disc, double entendre. The year before that came out, Lemonade dropped. Let's look at the lyrics from Lemon. Bad bees wanna be my bae. B-E-Y. Hunt me down like the CIA. Want me to beat it like T.I. case. If it's heated, I'ma feed my face. When you steal something from somebody, they say you biting. At the time, Beyonce had a perfume called Heat. Oddly enough, she had a song called Heated on Renaissance. The music is very predictive. Number one, they get inspiration from demons, but we know they sit on songs for years. Listen at this. There's a light and dark army, which side you choose. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, my friends. I tried to tell y'all about this dude. They all evil. But you know it got to be bad when the pot calling the kettle black. Now, him saying that about the light and dark army made me think about that song that Jay-Z, Kanye, and Rihanna had, Run This Town. This is Rock Nation, pledge your allegiance. Get your fatigues on, all black everything. That's what the game is. They want you to put on all black, participate in these rituals, get on one knee, and pledge your allegiance to Satan. And I'll be making more videos about that soon. So yeah, the world is a stage. They put everything in front of you. We all know Puffy called himself Love. He's always making the heart sign. So when I saw Beyonce's Ivy Park campaign with the heart and the red, I knew something was coming down the pipeline, especially with Drake having the heart in his hair. That last album Puffy put out had a lot of red in it. So, like I said, anytime you see red, just know that sacrifice is coming. I run this city, send the cops, the DA, the feds to come get me. You talking about predictive. And then notice how he has on the number 24. They do everything by the number. Kobe's number was 24, and remember he did 81 points in one game. They're always putting Beyonce and Kobe in ceremonies together. She was born in 1981. Now look at Puffy's hat. You got 3 dudes from New York talking about they run this city. So why does he have on the Atlanta Falcons hat?
Saturn. He's referred to as Lord of the Rings. Hollywood's still making movies about Lord of the Rings, and Americans just love it and have no idea in the world what they're looking at. They're telling you something, but you're not listening. So Saturn is the Lord of the black robe. Judges wear black robes. Catholic priests wear black robes. Rabbis wear black robes. Kids graduating from high school and university wear black robes. Black robes are the robes of the planet Saturn. Saturn's color was black. God Saturn in the ancient Phoenician world was referred referred to as El, E-L. This is why if you're continuing today to worship the planet Saturn, you become known as an elder. How did you get to be an elder? You got elected with elections. Because you were elected, now you're one of the elites. You have become elevated. Words and terms are very, very interesting.
B that we listen to is a love song to Satan. Luciferians follow the left-handed path. Notice how she's standing over to the left. Again here, notice how the glove is coming from the left-handed side. Also, the color red used to represent Satan. And most times, because Satan is androgynous, he's represented by a woman. The red rose is also a symbol of Satan. Notice how Kiki is dressed in red with the rose on the left-handed side. In Avant's verse, he says, "You're like a rose that blooms in my garden, innocent and sweet." Luciferians feel that God treated Satan unfairly. Sympathy for the devil. It's the choice of words that gives it away every time. I will feel this way until the end of time, even though I told you this 1,000 times. Revelation 20 talks about Satan being bound for 1,000 years. Then he goes into the chorus, "You and I together for always." And eternity is a mighty long time. Now let's look at Kiki's or Satan's verse. "You and I, one hell of a chemistry. I know that things in life are not perfect, but when it comes to you, you're all that and more. Because the Bible says that no man is perfect but God. Heaven's my destiny when I'm with you, because Satan was kicked out of his heavenly home." And of course, she's going to show you the satanic Baphomet hand sign.
Make music for a purpose. It's not just background music. It's not just, fluffy, light stuff.
This is not elevator satanic music.
It's ritualistic music. It is music that by even the act of listening to it, you are participating in a satanic ritual.
Baal, or whatever he wants to go by. First thing you're going to notice is the columns in the background. Those columns represent the temple of Baal. Right now you only see two, but at the end of the video it's going to be shown just like this. Baal is the god of storms, specifically rainstorms. So that's why you see her here singing in the rain. She's doing a ritual. More than likely it's a sex magic ritual. And then voila, just like magic, she's a new person. She's singing, "He fills me up." She is now filled with the spirit of Baal, but the Bible says, "Be ye filled with the Spirit, the Holy Spirit." Now take a look in the back. You can see the multiple columns. And the choir is a choir full of children, even though they sound like grown women. But this particular choir is of children, because we know Baal is the god of child sacrifice.
It's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas, I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying I love you.
Colleen. There you go. That's my name.
Oh, I love it. From beginning to end, everything has always been so fit.
They're not even hiding no more. They showing you right in front of your face who they working for. This supposed to be a children's movie about Christmas, about Santa Claus. If you study the Bible, you will see that Christmas wasn't meant to be celebrated. And nowhere in the Bible that says it. But yet, they're showing you who they're working for. We love you, Satan. Now, this is a movie where they cut scenes, they rehearse scenes, they write scripts. So this was put here on purpose. Trying to make it, they said it was a joke, but it's not a joke. These are little kids, children. Disney It's showing you who they work for. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Protect your children at all costs. They're after your children.
Lil Nas X just dropped a new music video for his song J Christ, and it may go down as one of the most blasphemous music videos ever released. The music video starts off with him walking up to heaven, and then we see him inside of heaven in this outfit. He then goes to hell, and it looks like he's doing some type of ritual with
He's mocking
whatever
all
the heck
religion.
that is cooking, and then this is where things go downhill. We then see him crucified on the cross with people cheering him on. We then see him probably pretending to be the good shepherd, and then it cuts to this scene where this woman is in her living room where there's a flood warning, and then once again we see him pretending to be God, and he brings on the flood. I think we all know the story of Noah's Ark, and he reenacted it, except he was playing the role of God. The whole world gets flooded, and then we see him on the ark steering it and dancing on it and whatever the heck he's doing. This man really made a music video of him pretending to be God and building a stairway to heaven. He also said he was about to expose the whole music industry and what they did to him. I don't know if that's what this is.
One of the things I wish I didn't know about the music industry is the fact that it's been told to me that demons are conjured a lot of times to create hit records. Yeah. A lot of these top executives are witches and warlocks, and they do a lot of strange things behind closed doors to conjure up these hit records. I've heard so many weird stories about records, you know, before they go to mastering, they do rituals on some of these records without even some of these artists even knowing about it. Yeah, they take their albums to a room where they do sacrifices, where they do rituals, incantations, chants, all kinds of things, where they conjure up jinns, demons, even Lucifer himself, from what I've been told. So a lot of these big hit records that we hear on the radio or saw on TV all day long weren't just because they were catchy tunes. They had spirits attached to them, energies, entities attached to them, channeled through sacrificial incantations and chants in secret rooms, oftentimes in the same building where the record label is located. Again, a lot of these artists don't even know these things are being done. Some of them may do. Some of them may even participate in some of these rituals. But I do know that it definitely happens. It's been told to me by some of the older executives, and I'm sure it's been passed down. Tradition is tradition. Makes you think about things a little differently now. When you hear a song on the radio over and over again, what are they saying in these rituals? What are they conjuring up during these mastering sessions? Makes you think, right? It happens a lot. Trust me, you have no idea.
Out of the top 100 songs on the radio, who wrote the majority of the music? Did you know that the majority of the songs in the pop realm were made in the last 20, 30 years even, were made by one man?
That's crazy.
Use one man to do their lyrics and to do their music.
So they ghostwriter.
Yeah, so a ghostwriter. They go to this guy and say, "Hey, I don't have a song, but I can sing really well. Can you help me?" And he's like, "Yeah, write this or sing this and do this, and you'll be amazed." In fact, we're gonna find out even though he's not well known, he has the majority of the top #1 hits.
You have entertainers and you have artists.
Yeah.
The artists are the ones who are actually creating the music. The entertainers sing it. They're the face, the
Right.
personality.
Right. Yeah. Just because you can write the music, I guess you wouldn't be a good front man.
He's like in the credits on the very bottom of the song. Throughout this time that he's been doing this, he's had songs on the radio that are in the top 10, sometimes 5 of them at a time. In the top 10.
But with him writing for all these different people, that's 5 different styles, 5 different personalities, 5 different genres maybe.
Best known to work with Katy Perry, Britney Spears, Kelly Clarkson, Pinks, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, Maroon 5, Coldplay, Avril Lavigne, Usher, Lady Gaga, Kesha, Celine Dion, Christina Aguilera, Simple Plan, Jennifer Lopez, Demi Lovato, Justin Timberlake, Adele, Bon Jovi. He is not the top artist that has written something. Only two people that are above him. So it's Paul McCartney and John Lennon. You know a little bit about the Beatles, right? Now their music, in fact, on their albums, they do a lot of occult.
That's right.
They had Aleister Crowley in one of their album covers, the Sgt. Pepper's Band.
The one below him is also a well-known singer, is Mariah Carey. She writes a lot of her own music. But this guy writes the music for everybody else. Isn't that strange? This kind of shows you, this next clip kind of shows you just how much he is involved.
Max, you truly are the heart and soul of the Backstreet Boys. Tonight we heard a song called As Long As You Love Me. It has one of Max's favorites. Wrote the song, produced it. He's like, hey, go sing this, go sing this, go sing this. Okay. And so we did.
He tells all these artists how to sing. You know how much control this guy has?
Him and Taylor Swift work very close together. He wouldn't allow her to write her own songs.
If this guy is literally getting ideas from a spiritual source, and he's like, no, we're going to go with my idea. Like, you can't be in control of your own idea here. That's crazy.
Yeah. I wanted to know exactly, what does he believe? Where is he going with all this? This is what he said. Key to producing a punchier sound was to wrap it in a greater spiritual understanding.
Sometimes a song becomes more than just a song.
Kan man påverka på något sätt? Alltså populärkulturen, jag kanske stöta till den lite grann. Alltså när den så att säga blir mer än en låt. Är alltid, det är liksom det är den största grejen.
I went further into this and I thought, you know what, I need to find out how he makes this music. Because if Santana says that he's making it through a fax machine, basically a human fax machine, coming and talking with the angels, I can't believe he called them angels. I think that blows my mind. But let's see what this guy says, because I think he's a little more subtle in how he approaches it. This is what he said.
Can you tell us about making this song?
I was going to bed and this melody of the chorus sort of started, coming but I was really tired. And I was lying there trying to motivate myself to get out of bed and record this thing, because I had a feeling it was good. And I recorded it, and then I say, like, hey, baby, hit me, baby, one more time. And I was like, and then I hear myself say, yeah, it's pretty good.
This record, Baby One More Time by the great Britney Spears, was actually #1 in every single country on the planet it was released.
So not only is he receiving the lyrics, but he's also providing the melody, the whole kit and caboodle. I mean, everything from, hey, an artist would often say, the thing I learned the most by working with this guy is it's how I'm pronouncing the words and how I'm putting the words and the different syllables in the certain places. And so he's not only saying, hey, I want you to sing it this tone, I want you to sing it with these lyrics, but he's also saying, this is how I want you to say it. So for what I think is happening here, he hears it in his head.
Okay, do you know what Baby Hit Me One More Time says backwards? So that's interesting to me. If he's very specific with, you need to hit this syllable on this thing.
Not only is he writing the song lyrics, he's writing the music to it, but he's also giving them symbolism. Because the people that he works with, and we're going to see this just in a second, have these symbolisms as a part of their religion. So you see all the symbology as from just the ancient Egypt symbology in this. Constant use of the horse.
Centaur.
The centaur, when you have the half human, half horse thingy. It's interesting because what does this have to do with music? What does this have to do with the song? Why is the constant use of the horse in here? Yeah. And now, what is going on her shirt and on the leg of the horse. What is that?
That's the Egyptian ankh.
Ankh, yeah.
So now, tell the people how you deceive people most often. What is your most frequent technique that you use?
Oh, that's easy. Every generation is the same. I appeal to their lust and ego. I offer all the sex, wealth, and fame a person could want. Do as thou wilt has been my campaign slogan from the start. And my campaign platform hasn't changed either. I run on the same 3 issues every generation. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and pride of life.
Explain what exactly you mean by lust of the flesh. Make it easy for people to understand.
Come on now. What do I mean? Isn't it obvious? I just use humans' own innate physical desires against them. And since sexual desire seems to be the most powerful, I usually run with that. Now, I didn't create sex, but I must say I've done a superb job at perverting it. Take pornography, for example. Well, you should know a lot about this one, Ivan. Weren't you addicted to porn?
This interview is about you, not about me. Can we get back on subject?
Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. What I do is gradually get someone addicted to porn. And once lust has had its full work and he and she can no longer restrain themselves, they usually look to act out their fantasies on someone. And sometimes that someone is a child. Now, my plan plays out perfectly. That abused child will eventually turn to a life of promiscuity and perversion themselves, allowing me to continue my vicious cycle. And here's the kicker. Many of those abused girls end up right in the porn industry. Now, how's that for irony?
You also mentioned the lust of the eyes. Explain that a little further, how you use that against people.
Humans are never satisfied. You always crave more. Bigger house, bigger car, more money, more power. The list goes on and on. I just take their natural ambitious desire, pervert it, and use it against them for their own destruction. My plan is to allow them to never be content. As long as I can keep them craving what others have, I can depend on them to argue, fight, even kill to get it. Humans are so easily tricked into jealousy. And you know what they say. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave.
Yes, I have heard that before.
Now explain how you use the pride of life. How do you use that to get people to destroy themselves?
Humans are always on a quest for knowledge. I tricked the first humans to seek carnal knowledge over godly wisdom, and it's worked like a charm every generation since. With more knowledge comes more pride, and you know pride is my specialty. And since humans don't like to keep God in their wisdom, I'm able to seduce them with all types of things to help puff up their ego. Lately, fame has been my biggest seller. Who doesn't like attention and feeling more important than the next person? Once I make them famous, I can really use them to promote my agenda. With their help, I've convinced half of the world to not only accept sin, but to celebrate it.
So now tell the people what your main goals are. What exactly are you trying to achieve?
All of my policies are aimed to do one of 3 things. Either steal, kill, or destroy. And if it's not doing one or all 3 of those things, then it's not in my agenda, and I'm not promoting it.
So explain how you target different ethnicities, how you use this against human beings.
Of course, I'd be a fool not to. Take black people, for instance. As a people, they're super spiritual, so I can't really convince them that there is no God. What I have been able to do as of late is convince them that he's not the God of the Bible. Now, I've been real successful at promoting black consciousness and Islam in their communities.
I'm so happy you mentioned black people. It seems as if we've been at the very top of your agenda for quite some time. Why is that?
A few reasons. Black people helped me reach the masses. Now, as you know, I was over music in heaven. My beats were so dope, I got over 1/3 of the angels to follow me. And once I got here to the earth, I needed artists and entertainers to help me promote my message here. Who better than black people? Black people possess all the natural rhythm and music ability that I need. And it's easy for me to influence them with money since so many of them grew up without it. Another reason I target black people is because they're strong mentally and physically. If black men were to ever find their identity in Christ, I'd be in trouble. So I try my best to destroy the black family structure and keep black men away from his family and the church. Drugs and incarceration are a couple of my more popular means. Without the head of the household present, I can become the head and influence the children without too much resistance.
So you mean to tell me that your policies are intentionally racist against black people?
Racist? This has got to be the best law I've ever come up with. Now, I can't believe that humans still believe they're different races. But to answer your question, yes. It has always been my policy to target and isolate a group of people. And out of all my strategies, this skin color thing has worked the best. I definitely want to keep white people and black people separated. As long as I can keep black people bitter and white people offended, I'm good. Hopefully black people will never forgive. That way I can continue to use them.
So how exactly do you encourage black on black crime? Is there a specific technique that you have or plan that you have in mind?
Well, as great as my administration is, we can't take all the credit for this. Black people help us tremendously. By aborting so many of their babies, they allow us to bring death to their communities. As the Bible says, they sow the wind and reap a whirlwind.
Now this one's obvious, but do you receive any pushback from anybody? And if yes, who exactly? What group of people?
One group in particular try to oppose every policy I try to implement. I would be so much further along in my agenda if it wasn't for them. Those pesky, born-again Jesus followers. They're a real thorn in my side. Every generation they come together and try to dismantle one of my signature policies. Now, I've convinced half of the world that Jesus didn't exist, and the other